Happy birthday to you if it happens to be your birthday today or this month. I seem to know so many July babies. It is the Hit Selector on 88.2 Sanyu FM. My name is Crystal, and joining me right now on Celeb Select, I'd like to welcome Allan Toniks to the show.
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm all good, so happy to be here.
It's nice to see
It's
you
beautiful
again.
Saturday
Yes, indeed.
afternoon.
The weather is perfect, right? It's not too hot.
Not too.
It's threatening to rain, but
Who knows?
do you think it'll come through?
I hope it doesn't. Just stays nice and cloudy, so that people's flow there and get stuff in.
Now remember, if you want to see what is happening right here, right now in the studio, you can actually just go to my Instagram handle. We're Instagram live right now. That is Crystal A. Newman. So Allan Toniks. Should I call you Toniks or should I call you Allan?
Either way.
What
It's the
was your
same
nickname growing up? Did you have one?
No, I did.
Yeah.
It was so weird. Goliath. They used to because I was always like so taller than the other guys.
So you were the big giant.
Yes, they used to call me Goliath.
Okay, so take us back to when you were little, when you were running around.
Man,
Were you running around naked
how far
at
back?
any point?
I used to spend those days dancing to Michael Jackson songs.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. It feels like so long ago now when you think about it. I never thought that. I always had a feeling that I would watch Michael Jackson live one day.
One day. I think a lot of people feel the same
Yeah,
way.
it was like one of those guys that you think, no way. I mean, one day, somehow, somewhere. But alas.
Well, that's life. So where were you born, my dear?
I was born in Barra, Barra town.
Okay.
That's where I grew up.
Okay, and tell us about your parents.
Yeah, my parents, my dad is a civil servant. Yeah, and so is my mom. But now my dad is retired. He's just doing his thing, his business and his farming thing.
Were your parents very strict? Because the moment you started talking about them, you're like, no, my parents were. I'm like, the discipline from then days is clearly still in the picture, right?
Well, yeah, I could say my childhood was quite very protected. My parents were very protective and very particular about, what they expected.
Ooh.
Discipline at home was my mom was a very serious disciplinarian.
Okay.
She welcome. Watch them chase.
There's no escaping that.
Yo, hey. You had to be good all the time.
The way you said that, yo. I don't know about you, but my mom liked the slipper. It would even find me around corners.
Slip palms, that those things, because when the stick is taking a lot of time to go, and just the slipper is always nearby.
It's always right there.
Man.
How many were you?
For most of the time, I have two brothers. So for most of our lives, we grew up just the three of us. But then later, we got a sister, so then they changed things a bit. And what amazes me is that the girls they're so spoiled, man. They've never even been touched just a little bit.
No.
But us, the boys, yo.
Well, maybe it's because you deserved it. Maybe you were driving your mother mad.
No, I think as parents grow up, maybe they just, I don't know, become more.
No, they realize, I think they were like, we beat this one. Did it ever help? Just let it go. So where did you go to school?
I did my nursery school in the, what should I call, like the SI unit of kindergarten in Barra, at Barra Kindergarten. Almost everybody that grew up there, across all generations, went to that same kindergarten. I mean, there's people that are 10 years my senior and went to that school, and there's people that are 10 years my junior and went to that school. Okay. So it was like one of those, And then I did my primary school there as well. And then I did my O-level at King's College, Budo.
Okay.
And then I did my A-levels at Entire School. And then I did my bachelor's at Mercury University in international business. I graduated in 2011, 2012. Yeah, so that's what's up.
Okay.
Yeah,
So school had to be done and finished. Were those the
Yeah.
rules laid down?
clearly, and very strictly.
Very strictly.
Yeah,
Okay, all
I
right.
mean, it was a good bargain. Yeah.
So where does the music come from? Are your parents musical? Is it in your family?
Mm, well, sort of. My mom, she used to play guitar when she went to Mary Hill High School, and back then the extracurricular was very, very rich. So they used to teach them piano and guitar and stuff like that. So growing up as a kid, even when she the pictures, it was always like me and my brothers, little babies, and mama was playing guitar. We're just around. So there was always music at home. And my mom is born again, so like before prayer, praise and worship, plays some songs and stuff. So I guess sooner or later, one of us had to learn. It just happened to be me. None of my brothers really took any interest.
Okay.
It was just me.
Just you.
Yeah.
Was your family surprised when you decided?
Well,
that
it's
you-
not something that was like a definitive decision.
It was a very gradual process.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't think even I saw it coming. I mean, I love music for just because I love music. That was what it was all about. And so I think when I was like after my primary 7, when I was in my vacation, my mom was like, "But you know what? You're playing too many video games. You need to do something else apart from video games. Get that guitar and learn it. And as soon as she told me and I learned, she just relinquished it. I didn't even stop playing. Like sometimes I always tease. I'm like, "Yo, play something." She's like, "Nah." So yeah, she taught me, and by the time I got to King's College, luckily enough, I found there was also rich extracurricular,
Program
culture.
there.
Yeah. So I mean, we had like a full jazz band and guitars and a bass guitar and proper amplifiers and stuff like that. So I mean, it was pretty exciting.
Okay, so
for
even
me.
in school you were performing.
Yeah, I did a bit of that.
Did
Yeah.
that make you popular with the ladies?
I was very shy back then, but yeah, it did.
He's not looking me in the eye when I ask him this. He's not looking me in the eye. Let me just say.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, back in school, I was a very shy guy, but yes, I was popular with the ladies, but I just too bad. I think I didn't know what to do with the popularity. Somebody should take me back.
Oh, now you know what to do with it. Huh. Okay, I think now we'll go into our first request. We'll come back to that.
Oh my God.
What's your first song?
Let me see.
Okay,
Something from Sean Paul
Yes, and Tory Lanez.
and Tory Lanez. Take Away Your Heart.
Why this song?
First of all, I've always been a Sean Paul fan. He's like dancehall, but he has a lot of melody. The music is always rich in the way he delivers. And then Tory Lanez on that song, it was so dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Take Away Your Heart. Here it is. Allan Toniks' first request on Celeb Select.
I'm on it, giving you till the morning time. I make you want it. Sexy ladies, slow baby when you wine fun. Slow baby when you wine fun. Whoa baby when you wine fun. Slow baby.
Allan Toniks on Celeb Select right now. Thank you for tuning in. Now, you were saying that in school, I mean, you learned how to play the guitar. Your
Yeah.
mom taught you, and then you started performing in school, right? And
Yeah.
you write a lot of your own music.
Yeah.
When did you
Pretty
start
much.
writing
Um,
music?
I guess, I mean, way back, like in high school when I started playing guitar, mainly we're doing like praise and worship, playing in fellowship and stuff like that. But then, of course, we used to do a lot of covers, but we were encouraged to come up with original stuff. Yeah. So there was a lot of time for like to practice and try out stuff and hone your skill. And maybe at the time, I wasn't really a fan of UG music because I felt like it was nothing to like what I liked as a person. So there was no pool.
Okay.
So I listened to a lot of R&B, a lot of dancehall, a lot of hip hop, rock. Like my musical taste is it's a variety. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but as the industry like kind of grew, I guess artists started like churning out stuff that was,
No, that's interesting.
yeah. I mean, I remember like, I think when I was in Form 3, there was that A Baby Cool Maisha album. At the time when like Red Sun had Who's the Chicken Now? Who's the Chicken Now? and the Maisha album, and it was dope. Ogopa DJs were like releasing, man, Nina Noki, in the music. Hey, so it
So
was
would
like,
you say those are the artists who influenced you at that time?
yeah, because I mean, they made it like it was different, it was fresh, it was urban, it was the right vibe. Like I didn't have to be, and it was UG. So if I did not like really feel like I connect very well with, say, like the band music, which at the time was like the typical, or the kind of Lingala vibe, which was at the time the typical way that things were being done.
Kind of like Afrobeat as well.
Uh-huh. I think that's around the same time Mike Ross, came through, and then Juliana would say it, and yeah. So, and the secret that many people don't know is my first ever studio session. My mom took me to Steve Jean to do a gospel song
Oh, really?
in my Form 3.
Uh-huh.
He had a studio, AV1. It was at Acacia Avenue back then, and we went to studio. We were like a crew. We were called C2C. So these two guys used to rap, and I used to sing.
Cool. Do you have some pictures? I think we need to see pictures.
Yo, I can't even be like, when I look back, I'm like, yo, my mom is awesome, because
Yeah, she's super cool.
I was saying in bra, and they'll drive me to school and drive me from school back home. Always like those. Never. It was drive you to school, drive you from school, take you back home.
Okay.
But she took time out on holiday. Said, okay, you really want to? I'll drive you. Go.
So you go.
I don't know how she got Steve's number. I don't really recall, but yeah. So we hit the studio and we did the song.
What was the song called?
It was called "Forgive Me."
Do you still have it?
Man, I don't even know. That's like way back. But it was exciting. I mean, I made a DJ like for the first time. I remember when we were recording the song. There was DJ Bobby in the studio, because Steve told him, he's this baddest DJ in town. It's called DJ Bobby's coming through to listen to it. If he says your track is sick, it means it's sick. So DJ Bobby came through, rocking dreads and all. I was like, yo, this is cool. That's what's up. That's what's up.
You had a taste of the life. You're like, I want some of this.
Oh my God. It was so crazy. And Steve was like, he always used to make it interesting, Like at the breaks, of like, yo, I remember he had a black Celica then that was like, tell me, bro, I'm gonna take you back to Brian this car. We'll get that in 1 hour. Yo, you don't know what's up. I was like, what? Are you serious? Like, yo, I was like, oh man. But it was a good time, a good experience. I mean, we did that song, but I mean, all I ever did after that was just play it at home for play for some of my friends. And right about that time, I remember that's when the 50 Cent album Get Rich or Die Trying dropped. And there was a song on it called Many Men that had kind of the same vibe with the kind of track we were doing. And some of the guys were like, yo man, are you guys copying this dude or what?
Okay.
And so I slowly like that I got into the whole what we used to call secular music kind of arrangement.
Away from the gospel.
Yeah, more interesting, because I got to like hear much more variety than I was used to,
So you've told us a little bit about all these different influences. I mean, Ghana musicians, 50 Cent, you said Michael Jackson. When you look at like your music career right now, who would you say are the biggest influences that you've looked up to over the years?
I think R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
When you listen to songs like Ignition, Toyin Toyin, Snake,
Yeah.
yo, those were
But he's another level, eh?
yeah, like
He's a storyteller like no other.
he's so versatile. Like he would take you from like storm is over and then drop you to move your body like a snake, man, like that, and then bring you back and be like, it's there a metal ignition, hot and fresh. I'm like, what? So like the guy would do anything, man. Like, so you could learn anything, So it was always so cool. But of course, in the age of raga, when Sean Paul came along, I listened to a lot of Sean Paul. So I guess those two, the combination of that, at least in those years at that time, yeah,
Were
big influence.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm now going to ask you for your second request.
Baby, come closer, yeah.
Okay, so
Baby,
I'm
come
guessing you
closer,
love
Wizkid
it.
and Drake.
Star boy call me number one. Why me tune drop the girls that bounce along?
It's a hit selector on 88.2 Sanyu FM. I'm Crystal and I'm chatting with Allan Toniks right now on Celeb Select. You used to go by just Toniks.
Yeah.
And now you go by Allan Toniks. Why?
I don't know, man. I just wanted it.
You're just like, both my names.
Yeah. Shit.
Oh, both of them.
Yeah.
Why? Because Allan is, of course, your name.
Exactly. So I wanted to own it.
What
Like,
about Toniks?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
That's my name too. That's my name too. Yeah. I mean, if you Google.
Okay, he's sticking with his story.
If you Google me, I mean, there'll be evidence of pictures and then the word Toniks.
There's another A name. There's another A name. Huh?
Yeah, my real name, my surname. I'm Perry.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did your first hit single? When was that?
That was when I just got into uni, like first year, 2008. Yeah.
And you said that your parents were really strict about education. You had to get your degree. Did you ever feel there was like a pull there, a little battle? You wanted to do your music, or you're comfortable doing both at the same time?
It's because I wasn't actively searching for stardom or anything like that. I was just having fun. And so the way I used to just to rationalize with my parents, I'd be like, yo, mom, when we were in school, I mean, people play soccer, and I mean, they even go on and play nationals, and even go, other people, like, they do athletics, and one, they go for Olympics, and one. So you're trying to say that they're supposed to, like, does that mean that they can't study as they do that?
Okay.
No. So this is just my thing. It's just another thing. It's just that's not the usual thing, but it's my thing. And she said, okay, anyway, you do what you want. Play your guitars, play your drums, whatever. Just make sure that...
Sounds like such a parent statement. Play your guitars, play your drums.
Just make sure that when that report comes home, you don't give me stories. I'm like, all right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you understood the drill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not too bad.
And you do produce some of your own music right now.
Yeah.
You have your own record label?
Actually, I produced, I think after... Because my first couple of jams were done by Good Enough, Ngoni. And I think right after the next couple of productions were self-produced. I mean, even like the time I went to studio for my first song,
Yeah.
because after my Form 6, through my A-level, when I went to Ntare, I got exposed to another side of the industry.
Okay.
At Budo, I was, like I said, I was restricted, just drive you to school, drive you back home, and that's it. So when you get home, maybe you find some software, put in the computer, start making some beats like that. But when I go to Ntare, I mean, on Sundays and the weekends, we could get out of the school, go to the town, chill, go to a restaurant, take some coffee, like almost like you at uni,
Yeah.
So then I could actually go to a proper studio, I could go and meet a DJ who actually plays in a club. I could go to a radio station and talk to somebody. So I saw like how other side that hadn't been exposed to, like the producers and the DJs and the way the system works in a whole other kind of way. So that exposed me to like have access
Okay.
to, keep honing the craft and just after school, go make some beats with some producers, chill, mess around a little bit. So by the time I go to like my Form 6 VAC, I had a few ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you've laid down a lot of tracks. A little birdie told me you have so many songs.
Yeah, that's very
so
true.
much music that you have not released.
That's very true.
Why is that?
I think it's because creativity it doesn't wait for you. It's not a planned thing. Then have a calendar. It's just there. It's only up. You're only limited by how open-minded the recipients are.
Okay.
That's the only thing that limits creativity, because now that kind of puts you in a box within which you have to work. If the recipients are not open-minded to whatever creativity you can come up with, yeah. So I mean, there's songs that I do and I'm like, okay, this is dope, but well, maybe not for this market. It's just maybe for my own, maybe too musically out there.
Okay, all
Or
right.
not commercial. That's the right word. No, maybe not
So you
commercial.
also are your biggest critic, your own.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be. It's necessary. And I think
Because I mean, we have other musicians who are dropping songs like
yeah,
every other week.
true. I mean, it's easy to do those generic songs, but then if you're a very creative person, it gets boring after a while. If you have
Okay.
to keep, following the box thing, you want to do like whatever, just be free and get creative, Yeah, so that's why I have a lot of stuff. But also, I mean, speaking on the commercial side, I have like most recent stuff that I've worked on
Okay.
are more commercially oriented because of the direction that my new management takes. So they have a lot of input in that aspect to make sure that things are properly directed.
Okay, I know this is a hard question. I mean, you've done so much music, but do you have like a special attachment to any of your songs or any of the projects you worked on?
Yeah, there are some particular projects that were That Girl, my song That Girl. The reason that I have a special, attachment to it is that the circumstances under which the song was done. It was like I don't even know. So I had this when I was at uni. I had this MacBook laptop. The white ones, the older ones, not the
Yes.
silver ones. Yeah. So I had my Logic software. So I used to make beats on it. So I made a beat, and I remember actually before I even recorded the song, I played it for one of the guys here. I think back then it was Big Ben, right here. Before I even I played the beat for him. I was like, yeah, that's dope. So I didn't go to studio. 'Cause, at the time I wanted to record it, didn't have cash for studio and all the access. So what I did, I put a blanket on my head, yeah, and put the laptop, and then use the laptop microphone
You
and record
sang into the
laptop. Yeah.
Okay.
So the blanket, the science was the blanket will do the soundproofing. Make sure they know,
Yeah.
it prevents
Doesn't
sound from
pick up
coming in.
any ambient sound.
I did a whole jam like that.
Wow.
And then I took it to Good Enough, and I told them to mix and master. And at first I was like, you recorded it with what? We're gonna have to redo all this stuff. Come on, are you serious?
It's not good enough.
But then he played it. And I was like, wait a minute.
It's not that bad.
Wait a minute. So in 2 days he mixed, mastered, and I got the song out. And I love this because that was like my jam, So when I first played it for some of the DJs, and people said, man, ngapi ya luzungu nyo. I said, Toniks, they don't want to leave me. I said, man, guys, this song is dope. I mean, come on. But
That's
after I did the video and the song blew, it was like you can get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, it was a great feeling.
Yeah, and the circumstance under which it had been recorded, and the first feedback was like, oh no, maybe it's not that kind of. But the reception was so awesome, and it's like what we're talking about because the song was so different from what everyone else was doing. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So now I'm going to ask you for your third request. Katy Perry.
Yeah, I want a female artist. Bon Appetit. I mean, Katy Perry has always done good stuff, but when I had that concept, the way the instrumental is, the harmonies in there, it's different. It's not the same. It's not the basic do re mi fa so do mi so kind of thing. It's very musically different. So, yeah.
Okay, here
Bon
it is.
Appetit.
Bon Appetit, Katy Perry.
All that you can have, boy. Got me spread like a buffet. Bon appetit, baby. Appetite for seduction. Fresh.
Are you like other musicians? You pour your heart and experiences into your music. When you sing about a girl, it comes from somewhere. When you sing about a broken heart, it comes from something that really happened.
Well, maybe not directly, but yeah, the inspiration sometimes. I mean, honestly, for example, if you're a dude who never gets any action, I think it would be hard for you to sing a convincing song about a girl.
Okay, duly noted.
I'm just imagining, because you'll have no reference points at all whatsoever. So you'll have to fake your way through it. It won't be convincing. But yeah, songs that are written with that emotional attachment to an experience. You know, you don't even have to like think about the lyrics too much. They just come. They just, you know, when it's from an experience, the lyrics just come to you like just flowing.
Okay, they flow. All right, and you were, you participated in the Airtel
Trace.
Music
Yeah.
Star, competition, and you won.
Yeah.
Was that a defining moment in your career, or
Sometimes
did
I
you
like
learn
a challenge.
anything from
I
that
like-
competition?
I like a challenge, especially we don't have a lot of that going on in our industry here, where there's true, authentic musicianship being highlighted and appreciated. You know, there's been a lot of bubblegum where like the actual art is not given the due attention that it requires. So platforms like that, where they're actually about the talent, you know, it's always, attractive to people like me. You know, so it was a very good experience. It was a learning experience as well. I mean, the team that they had, there's a lot of things that we didn't know. And, we got to, there's a lot of underground artists, especially in the live music and live performance, circles that might not be commercial and like right there that people know about, but they're very, very talented and can teach you a thing or two. So it was really
It was
humbling.
a
for
learning
me.
experience for you as
Yeah.
well. Okay, all right. And are you dating at the moment?
Yeah,
You are?
yeah.
Seriously?
I guess time will tell.
These safe answers. Safe answers. Now there was that time they said you got someone pregnant.
What?
Was it last year? And that story
Man.
was around.
Every year I get someone pregnant. Apparently,
Every year.
I must be like the stallion of Kampala. Guys, you want someone to get pregnant? Just holla at your boy. That's the next thing they're going to say, man. 'Cause I think like if I walk with you, like if we go into the elevator and just went down with you, you'll be pregnant by the time we get down. And
You
just
be
by
careful.
proximity.
People are listening to this interview. They're like, every year I get someone pregnant.
And I'm just saying.
Just
No,
there.
I'm like, it's like people make it seem like that.
Yeah,
You know.
I know. I
And-
mean, you've been in and out of the tabloids for
I
so many
know.
different
And
reasons.
What I don't get is that okay. Sometimes I step back. I'm like, okay, let's just say it was true. So you mean like people don't get people pregnant anymore, or what? This is like something so strange. But anyway, I understand. Tabloids will be tabloids. They have to make their money. That's how they sell. People like sleaze and people like interesting stories that have, unusual circumstances. So, I mean, I give them that. I guess they're trying to entertain people, So, I mean, what you going to do?
So you don't take it too hard. You don't take it personal.
Nah, man. I think it
Has
affects...
there ever been a moment where it was really, really hard for you?
Yeah, I mean, like they write stuff and like my mom calls and she's like so pissed, like what's why can't you like tell those people? I'm like, Mom, these are not like normal human beings. That for you the way you're thinking about them is different. These are not people to be reasoned with. Because if they were to be reasoned with, they wouldn't be doing such. If they're
Yeah.
doing such, then clearly there is something fundamentally wrong. So you can't reason with somebody like that. And also, there's a saying that they used to tell me that you don't let a pig drag you into a mud fight because the pig is going to enjoy the dirt. But when you get down with it, you're not going to be having fun.
Yeah.
But it will be in its element. So antagonizing anybody any further than necessary is probably not like the best idea. But maybe I think it has happened not only me but other people as well. I mean, I know relationships that have been broken, friendships that have been broken
Because of
because of things like that. People just being reckless, So maybe one day when they injure someone important enough in the government, that's when they'll do something.
important enough. Okay. All right. So what are you working on right now? You went quiet for quite some time.
True.
And last year you had a bit of I think you were ill.
Yeah, I was.
What happened?
Yeah, I had a respiratory complication that I thought was minor. Sometimes, okay, my mom used to always complain about it, like those things when you get an ailment and then you don't want to go to hospital, you just be like, I'll just swallow some Panadol.
Go away.
So I kind of self-medicated for a bit and I underlooked something that turned out to be a serious problem, an underlying problem. So at the time I went to hospital, it was quite, it had advanced to a ridiculous level. It was quite a scary time because I had a problem with my lungs. So what manifested as a normal cough. At first, I thought,
And in the beginning, they didn't know what it was, right?
look, I never went there. I mean, I had like pain, physical pain, and I used to put like deep heat, because I thought I'd injured myself, So, but then it became a cough. The pain from the side then became a cough. So then I just got normal cough things. But then like the cough didn't go, and then suddenly like I wasn't able to breathe very well. So then I went to the doctor, and then they did that X-ray thingy. They said,
Scan
"Yo,
your chest.
you mean you've never been like you haven't seen any? Is this the first time you come?" I'm like, "Yes." What?
It was really serious, huh?
Yeah, and I think what made it even more serious is like before I had told them that I had like an injury earlier, which I was treating with a deep hit, an external injury, which turned out to be the cause of the infection. They told me, yo, these characteristics, pleural effusion, it means it could be a sign of pneumonia or organ failure or cancer, or so it's, you need to go to like Cancer Institute, and make an appointment, go there and they check you out. You need to come.
Whoa,
Man,
that's heavy.
So, dude, I just
It was a scary time. Huh?
yeah. I mean, I didn't even tell anybody. I didn't even tell my mom. I didn't even tell nobody. I just kept quiet and was just thinking. Now,
What do I do?
like I wouldn't just so it was really, really, really crazy. But also, I think it kind of made me like grow up, like when I went through that, and with a doctor that was treating me and all.
How long were you in treatment? For a couple.
I mean,
of
they did a
months?
procedure
All
like
right.
twice,
Twice.
yeah, and then after they gave me meds, which I was on for like so long until I could heal. So I had rest, not do a lot of physical stuff, and just keep chilled out. But also, it made me feel how much we take life for granted sometimes.
Yeah.
Like simple things were like not so simple. Like if I wanted to go to the gym and just do some cardio, I couldn't, because it was hard. It was physically impossible for me. And like suddenly all the things that I always took for granted suddenly seemed like so much more.
So much more work. Huh?
Yeah, so I felt like it was a scary time, but I think mentally it like built me.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
what
And
don't
you're
break
good
you.
now? You're
Yeah.
feeling better?
What don't break you can only make strong.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So what can we look forward to? What are you working on at the moment?
Yes, I recently signed with Artstrong Productions. It's a management company based in New York. They work with a couple of other artists that they've worked with before, and they wanted someone from the motherland to come on board, someone talented and fresh.
All right.
Yeah. So we're doing that, and I mean we're in studio working with a lot of producers from all over the world, not just UG or just Africa or just America or Europe, from all over the world. Just
sounds
putting
exciting.
something together. Yeah, I mean it's really, really exciting. I mean they've managed people like Conscience, people like Chris Martin. So I was really, really, really excited when I got approached about this. So, and just for those that are listening out there, we're running a campaign on my social media accounts. You can check it out.
Okay.
We're having a Fan Appreciation Month.
Oh, this
Yeah.
month, July?
Yeah,
That's
no,
nice.
like
Okay.
August and stuff.
August.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so pretty much you just have to go to my social media
Yeah.
accounts.
Tell us, where do we find you?
My Facebook and my Twitter. My Twitter is at Allan Toniks. At Allan Toniks, Allan L Toniks IKS. And the same is my Facebook and same as my Instagram.
Okay.
And there's also my official promotion page on Twitter, which is at A Toniks Movement.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So we get more information.
So fan appreciation, that means what? People get to hang with you, spend time with you.
We're giving them prizes
Ah.
directly from me. We also have do like a slide hang, take some pictures. Yeah. And we have like nice things, we have like Victoria's Secret, we have some watches.
Hey, okay, you're
and
going
some
all out.
perfumes,
That's
and
nice.
some shoes and stuff like that. All the way straight from New York, just for the fans. That's what's up.
That's nice. That's
Yes.
nice. Well, we have to wrap up. Unfortunately, we're
Yeah.
out of time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through.
My pleasure.
You shared that scary experience,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
said mentally you learned a lot. Not to take life for granted. What else have you learned on this journey?
Also,
What's your personal mantra that you live by?
my personal mantra?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I believe in mantras so much because life is so full of so many different. How can I? It's like a maze.
Mm.
You need to have a right mindset for every situation. You can't have the same mindset for different situations. Different situations may require different things of you.
That's
I guess
true.
that would be my mantra, so to say.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Well, thanks again for coming through. Your last request is one of your own.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy probably to pick one song, but why this one?
Yeah, well, because we released the song and we didn't do a video, and we give it a bit of promo, but it just went on its own. A lot of people don't even know that it's my song, so they always get surprised.
Okay.
And it was co-written by Moses Radio, and we did it at Good Life. And,
Okay.
every time with him, he's always telling me, "Yo, I gave you a song and you are joking around." So we're doing a collab together on my new project. So he's always hitting me up and saying, but it's a very beautiful and danceable song. Yeah, and it goes like, "Turn around, make a U-turn, see everybody has got turn. Turn around, girl, turn around."